Hey y'all, and welcome back to Designs by Gaddis. While you're here, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. This will help my channel to grow, and hit the bell to be notified when I upload new videos. Thanks for watching. In today's video, I am using a piece of scrap wood that I cut down to create this adorable pumpkin truck tiered tray sign for fall. I am using Oracle 813 transfer paper, apple barrel paint, Mod Podge, and Waverly Antiquing Stain. I first stained the wood with Waverly Stain. I love how it brings out the wood finish without the smell of stain. I covered the front, back, and all four sides. This is a stencil I created using my Cricut. You can find the cut file or the pre-cut stencil on my site. The link is in the description below. After applying the stencil, I applied a layer of Mod Podge. This helps to keep the paint from running under the stencil. I let the Mod Podge dry completely, and then I applied a piece of painter's tape below the letters. This will help from getting paint on areas you don't want it to be. If you are doing a project with only one color, this isn't needed, but since my sign is going to be 4 colors, I thought this was the best way to not make a huge mess. I then applied antique white acrylic paint to the words on the sign. I used a stencil brush and pounced on the letters. You don't want to use a paintbrush and brush the stencil. This could cause bleeding even with the Mod Podge applied. I cleaned my brush with water and dried it on a paper towel. I used black acrylic paint for the wheels on the truck. I was careful and watched where the paint was being applied so I wouldn't get any paint on the truck part. I removed the tape from under the letters so I could paint the truck. For the truck, I used flag red acrylic paint and used the same pounce method, being careful not to get red on the pumpkins. I then used spiced carrot for the pumpkins using the same pounce method. I let the piece dry for about an hour. Then I started removing the stencil and weeding the other pieces out. Then with a small paintbrush, I touched up the tires, the truck, and a few of the places in the lettering. This just gave it a more hand-painted look. After letting everything dry overnight, I came back and coated the entire sign with Mod Podge. This helps to seal everything and will help in your sign lasting longer. I let the Mod Podge dry for a couple of hours and began working on the base of my sign. I was first going to put a frame around the entire piece, but decided I would just place it on a little wooden stand that I made out of the tumbling towers from Dollar Tree. I hot glued 3 blocks together, and I tried to remove as much excess glue on the blocks before it dried. I then stained the front, back, and sides of the blocks using the Waverly stain. The next step was to hot glue the sign to the stand using my new Monvic hot glue gun. I will leave a link in the description for this hot glue gun. It's one of the best I have ever used and I love it. I first placed a bead of glue on the bottom of the sign and held it down on the blocks. I wanted to make sure it was going to hold, so I added another bead of glue to the back of the sign where the sign met the stand. There was some glue showing on the front of the sign, so I decided to wrap some twine around the bottom to cover it up. When I was finished, this is what the sign looked like. I think it turned out perfect. I will be adding this to my Etsy store for sure. I will leave a link in the description. Let me know if you would change anything to this little tiered tray sign in the comments below. I read and answer all my comments. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel. If you want to be one of the first to be notified when I upload new videos, make sure to hit the bell notification. And as always, thanks for watching.